Hey guys, this is Crazy Sean DX, and welcome to another rendition of Praise Appraisal, where I determine if something is worth the praise or not worth the craze. Today, we'll be looking at Pokemon Dash, the first ever Pokemon game for the Nintendo DS. And boy does it show! The Nintendo DS. Currently the record holder for most units sold for a handheld console, beating out all the Game Boys. Its touchscreen capability made it a popular console for both consumers and the developers maybe. Seriously, there was like a lot of shovelware on this thing. Interestingly, the first mainline Pokemon games for the DS were released in 2007. For the US, anyway. However, we're obviously impatient, so Nintendo had a few spin-offs in mind for the DS to fill in the gap, such as Pokemon Dash and Mystery Dungeon. Mystery Dungeon went on to be a long-running spin-off series with a lot of great story and enjoyable gameplay. And Pokemon Dash? It existed. Look, let's just get this out of the way. Oh wow, I forgot I was playing a game here. This is Pokemon Dash. So obviously Game Freak had no part in this game's development because it actually sucks. In actuality, this game is mostly a racing game, but with a rather interesting control scheme. What is the control scheme, you may ask? In order to get Pikachu moving, you must simply take the stylish out of your DS and swipe in the direction you want, over and over and over and over and over, and then you win if you get first place. Cool. Yeah, this game was originally released when the DS was in its prime, meaning that everyone was trying to bank on that touchscreen capability, not just the shovelware makers. Though, it's interesting because Nintendo didn't really try that as much with games like Mario 64 DS, as it was just optional instead. With this, it's mandatory, so make sure you get that special ointment for your eventual carpal tunnel. I will at least say that the game tries to change it up a bit outside of the swipe controls. Not every race course is straightforward, as you have to traverse through sand, forests, and the sort, but to make it easier, some courses have special power-ups that merely restore your running speed on when on a specific terrain caters to. You can also ride a Lapras. The music for riding it sounds great, but you don't hear it for long as you're never on them long enough to enjoy it. Why would you make the peaceful, enjoyable surfing music for a racing game and only when in water? I should also note that while the tracks aren't straightforward, they also lack a sense of direction, as you have to go to one checkpoint but then have to go to a checkpoint on the other side of the track, only to find that the finish line, which is another checkpoint by the way, is in the very middle of the stage. Just let us go in a clear and concise direction, please! Also, I'm not sure if I used that phrase right, but fuck it. Nothing matters in Pokemon Dash. My ass. Pokemon Dash my ass. Stay away from the water or you will drown. Would it be considered lazy to use a Captain Obvious joke here? Also, maybe it's my capture card or maybe it's the volume settings I had set up, but Pikachu sounded off. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter as Pikachu shouts so much that you probably prefer the sound be off at all times. Oh, and the worst part about this game, IMHO, is the hot air balloon bits. Because you can only primarily run on land and there won't always be a Lapras available to ride, you have to rely on hot air balloons to travel. But when I swipe left, I go right. But when I swipe right, I go left. Pretty sure I chose normal swipe controls, game. Why would you lie to me like this? Oh, in addition, when jumping off, you do have the option to pop the balloons for their faster fall, but if it's on a terrain other than grass or sand, it was funny at first, not gonna lie. I'm still surprised I got first place in the cup, but apparently it's only because I managed to tie with Meowth. Team Rocket finally got something going well for them, clearly. Oh, and why can't we race against all the Pokemon that we're playing to Gen 4? Come on, game designers, quit being lazy and not caring. Also, I thought there was some kind of story to it, but from what I've played, there is none. It's just Pikachu being pushed to the top because he's popular, which you'd think that as a wrestling fan I would appreciate, but Pikachu is kind of the John Cena of Pokemon, so why have us race as other Pokemon when you can just be the star of the show? This is not a Rabbit Pikachu, by the way. I just merely wanted to shit on WWE again. Now, I was going to blame the game for not properly showing what checkpoint to go to next with the hot air balloons, but then I noticed that it shows where it's supposed to be in the upper left. Only downside is, again, moving in a hot air balloon controls surprisingly terribly, so it takes a bit longer to actually properly find the place. What the hell else has Umbrella developed anyway? Oh, I see. Well, on the plus side, they made the Rumble series after this, so they've clearly done better since. Too bad about Pokemon Rumble Rush being shut down soon. I was enjoying my time with that one. And I guess, unsurprisingly, this is all I have to say about Pokemon Dash. Get into your stuff. So, how much praise do I think this is worth? It's not really harmful, but I didn't feel as much joy or even frustration as I did with Mario Kart games or even Crash Team Racing. I guess it's okay, but it's genuinely not what a racing Pokemon game could really have managed to be. It's clear that this was just made to tide over Pokemon fans until Gen 4 happened. However, so was Mystery Dungeon, but Spike Chunsoft, the developers of that series, put actual effort into those games. Dash feels like nothing but a one-and-done cash grab to showcase the abilities of the DS. That hasn't done any good favors for it, to be honest. You know, at some point I may have to scrap the rating system that I use and have just an overall rating for games like this, won't I? Whatever. I'm gonna play some Animal Crossing to try and alleviate my mind off of things. You know, doing this joke 2 videos in a row after the crossover memes have long since died isn't dated, right? Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this to the end. If you liked it, maybe click like on the video and subscribe for more content. Oh, do you like Metroid? Well, I did a video on Metroid Zero Mission not too long ago, so maybe check that out in the description, or click the card when it pops up, or just whatever my most recent upload was. You can also check out my gameplay and archive channel for any uploads I do there, and stream archives. If you want to catch a stream I do, learn patience because I barely ever stream these days anyway, and then follow me on Twitch. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, also check out my social medias, and please continue to stay awesome. Bye-bye!